In today's Minecraft tutorial, brought to you by Relic 38, I'm going to show you how you can build a kelp farm that is 100% observerless. This kelp farm is scalable, stackable, and will provide you with all the kelp that you're going to need for your Minecraft Bedrock Edition world. Additionally, not just Bedrock, this thing will work on Java as well. Big shout out to Relic 38 for pointing this thing out to me. This thing is absolutely phenomenal, and I love it because the days of observers and staircases of kelp, tons upon tons of space for a kelp farm, is officially over for me. And hopefully you too. Let's get to this, shall we? All right, to get things started here, we're going to place down 15 building blocks of choice. I'm going to be using iron. You can use whatever you want in this situation. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. From here, we're going to go ahead and place down pistons on each of those blocks that we just placed down. And then on top of that, you can either place down more building blocks of choice, or you can place down light blocks. I like to use light blocks because I like to see what's going on inside my farms, but you can use building blocks if you choose to. Once we have that in place, we're going to go ahead and come over 1, 2, 3 blocks. We're going to grab our building blocks of choice, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to place down 15 building blocks, and we're going to put pistons on top of each of those. We're going to go ahead and remove our temporary blocks there, and then we're going to go ahead and fill the top up with whatever block we want there. From here, we're going to go ahead and fill in the front. We're going to come back here, and we're going to fill in the back just like so. And then we're going to run building blocks on the back of every one of our pistons just like this. And we're going to place one more block right there. We're going to come around here to the other side. We're going to place one block there, and we're going to place blocks on the back of all these just like that. From here, we're going to come around here to the back. We're going to go ahead and fill in this back wall all the way up to the top, right above our last layer of building blocks. And then from there, we're going to come out one additional block, and we're going to come all the way down to the front, just like that. We're going to come over here to the other side, and we're going to pull this all the way down to the front, just like that as well. Now for our collection for this, we're going to come right here at the beginning here. We're going to knock out these 2 blocks here, and we're going to put in a double chest. From here, we're going to knock out this center row of blocks, and then we're going to place hoppers going into that chest, and then hoppers going to each of those hoppers all the way to the front until we have something that looks just like so. All the hoppers lead forward to the front double chest. Now at this point, we're going to grab glass or building blocks of choice. We're going to close off the front right here. Now at this point, you can close off the whole front if you want to, but I like to have access going in and out of my farms. Me personally, I like to put down doors here so that I can get in and out of each level if I need to. Plus, it's going to make it easier for when we need to put the water in on each level. If you don't want to do that, you can also opt to put buttons in here so that it will hold back the water as well. Or you can just fill it all up solid. It's up to you. Now at this point, you need to either grab some glass panes and put glass panes all the way down the center of this, or you can use iron bars and put them all the way down the center of this. You cannot use walls, nor can you use fences in this situation. It has to be either glass panes or iron bars. And once you have that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill those up all the way to the top level right here. And since I'm going to use iron bars, I'm going to take these glass panes back out and make it all the same. From here, we're going to grab our water source, and we're going to go ahead and put water along every block along the bottom. Additionally, we're going to waterlog every one of these pistons as well. And from there, we're going to go ahead and put water sources all along the next layer, and then we're going to put water sources in this top trench that we made just right here. This way, whenever the kelp grows up, it will stop. It will not grow into this flowing water here. I can demonstrate that by grabbing some kelp, planting some kelp down here. You cannot place it there. It will not grow there. But when the pistons power and break, the kelp's going to break. It's going to float up. It's going to hit the flowing water. It's going to go over and hit the rails, and it's going to go into the hoppers, and then it's going to go into your storage chest. So from here, we'll go ahead and put kelp in every one of these spots here. We'll come over to the other side. We'll go ahead and put water all along the bottom. Waterlog every one of the pistons. Go ahead and fill up the top layer just like so, and then fill up the trench at the top. Then from there, we'll go ahead and put kelp all along the bottom here. And just like that, that is the bottom layer of this farm done. From here, we're going to go ahead and build our hopper clock, which is going to be powering this whole farm. So we're going to place down a hopper like this, like that, and then like that. So we got hoppers going into each other. You can build this wherever you want. I'm just building it here for demonstrational purposes. You can build this off to the side, wherever you want in your world. From here, we're going to place a comparator at the back of that hopper, a comparator at the back of that hopper, going into a block of choice with redstone dust on top there and there. From here, we're going to put a sticky piston right there and right there. We're going to grab a redstone block. We're going to put a redstone block right there. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and open up the hopper, and we're going to put a full stack of blocks on the inside just like that. And then from here, we're going to put a redstone torch on the side of that, which is going to be powered off. Now, once we have our hopper clock done, we're going to come over here. We're going to put down one additional block right here. We're going to put a repeater right there. We're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to put down a repeater and one additional block, and then we're going to put redstone dust all the way across right here. We're going to swing around here to the other side, and we're going to grab redstone dust, and we're going to put redstone dust all the way down through here. Once we have all that done, we're going to grab our redstone dust. We're going to pull our redstone dust all the way back to our redstone torch. Then we're going to connect it up to the other side just like that. Now, anytime all the items flow out of this hopper and go to the other hopper, this comparator is going to shut off. When that comparator shuts off, this torch is going to turn on for a moment. And in that moment, it's going to power that redstone dust, which will power all the pistons just like that, breaking all of the kelp. And as you can see, the reason we waterlogged all those pistons is so that the water sources move out. The kelp all goes up, goes down into the hoppers, and comes all the way down to our collection system. Pretty straightforward. Now from here, if you would like to stack another module on top of this one, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put solid blocks all the way over the top of that water source right there. We're going to do that on both sides of this farm. Once we have that done, we're going to go ahead and put glass across the front just like so. And then from here, we're going to grab ourselves a slab. And we're going to put slabs all the way across the front just like that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side over here. All slabs. Then from here, we will grab our building blocks once again. We're going to go ahead and put another layer of building blocks here. Fill in the back. Come across here. Put another row of building blocks all the way across just like so. We're going to go ahead and pull our glass up. If you're going to be using doors at this point because you want ease of access, you could go ahead and put in your doors right here. Go ahead and bring that up. Wrap that around just like so. From here, we place another 15 pistons going all the way across just like this. Another 15 going across just like that. Let's go ahead and fill up the front all the way up to the top of our glass. Then from here, make sure that we put solid blocks on the back of all of our pistons because we're going to waterlog them. We do not want water coming out and washing away any redstone. Pull this all the way across the back just like so. And fill in the back of all these pistons right here. And now you should have something that looks just like this. From here, we're going to grab either our building block of choice again or lights. As I said, I like to use lights. We're going to put lights all the way across here. Grab our building block of choice. Come out. This is where we're going to put our water trench around the top. That's going to be holding in our water tray. That's going to cause all the flowing water to push all the kelp into the center to collection. Come back here, make sure we fill in the back, and just like this layer is almost done. From here, we will go ahead and grab our iron bars or glass panes, fill up all the way across the center until you have it where it looks just like this. Now from here, when you go to fill in the water on this level, whatever you do, do not waterlog that slab. You are going to create serious problems if you do that. Make sure you look at the back block back here. Do not waterlog this slab. If you do, you're going to wish you hadn't because you're going to make a big old mess. So fill in the water all the way across the back. Waterlog all the pistons. Water all the way across the front here. Fill up our water tray at the top. Come over to the other side. Once again, the block in the back, not the slab. All the way across. Waterlog all the pistons. All the way across here. And then our water trench in the back. At this point, you can go ahead and grab your kelp. You can plant your kelp all the way across the rows here. Switching over to the other side, fill in all the kelp over here. And just like that, you now have 2 layers of this farm in place. Connecting these layers up is really, really simple. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a block right below on each side here. Then we're going to run our redstone dust all the way across. This is another reason why I like to use light blocks here, is I can see exactly where I need to put all of my redstone dust. This is personal preference. As I said, use a building block if you want to. I like to use light blocks. We're going to do this on both sides. From this side here, we're going to grab a repeater, and we're going to put a repeater there, and we're going to put a repeater there. Now from here, we need to walk this redstone signal up to there. Also on the front here, where this is glass, that can be a solid block of choice. I'm going to go ahead and replace that. From here, I'm going to use a stained glass here because I have a clear glass texture pack. And by using this, I'm going to be able to show you the path of how to walk it up a little bit easier than just using clear glass. First thing we want to do is we want to put a piece of glass right above our repeater there. And we need to replace this block here with glass. Might be a little tricky since it's already got water behind it, but it can be done. Once you have that done, we're going to put a piece of redstone dust on top of that. That allows that redstone dust to connect up to that one there to continue our signal going upwards. From here, we're going to place in 2 blocks like that, remove this one, put a piece of redstone dust there. From here, we're going to put a piece of glass right there, walk it up just like so, and then another piece there, and then right there to connect it up to that line right there. The reason we're using glass is because of situations like this. If you were to use solid blocks here, the redstone signal will not connect and will not go upwards. So just like that, this side is now connected up. So anytime this fires off now, this whole side will fire off. Just like so. Everything fires off, everything goes up in the water, and ends up in your collection system down below. From here, to walk the other side up, it is going to be the exact same thing. We're going to put a piece of glass right there. We're going to replace this first block here with a piece of glass. We're going to put double pieces right here, remove that piece, a piece right here, and then a piece right here. From here, connect our redstone dust to there, there, and there. Now, all sides are now connected up. Now, any time that this fires off, all sides will go off. Just like so. Every once in a blue moon, though, you are going to get a piece of kelp that will hang. This thing is not what I would call perfectly lossless, but it is observerless. Now from here, you can continue to stack this thing up as tall as you want, or you can even put these side by side. And if you were to continue to walk these things up, you're going to continue the same process right through here. So you put a piece of glass there, replace this one, double walk up just like so, walk up to there, and to there. And then your next block right here will be the one where your next repeater is. So you would just connect this signal up via redstone. You'd walk this up, around, over, and up, and connect it to your next row. And you can continue this up as high as you want. Here is an example of them side by side that I have built on my Let's Play Bedrock world. It's not too big, but it gets the job done. And coming in from the bottom, I've run everything into a smelter. After it smelts out, it's going into an auto crafter, crafting it straight into kelp blocks. And here's an example of an even larger scale one that is built on our forever Slackville world. As you can see, this thing is absolutely massive. Many layers. This thing will produce an astronomical amount of kelp that will fuel any furnace array that you need. Then on top of that, all the XP coming from all of these smokers is astronomical. That being that, I think that was what we're going to call this one a tutorial. Straightforward and simple, and I hope you found it useful. If you've enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like down below. If you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. And on that note, I will catch all of you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.